Hi everyone, my name is Philip. I'm from Pandolfini Architects and I'll be presenting our South Yarra House. The home is located on the leafy green street of South Yarra and is a busy thoroughfare for pedestrians and cars between Toorak Road and Commercial Road. The street is also an eclectic mix of apartment buildings and other houses. Two large apartment buildings border the property, one which was built prior to Res Code and looks directly into the site. The project was conceived during lockdowns and the brief was very much centred around providing privacy and a refuge for the clients. The primary concept for the house was to create a protective shield from the streetscape and neighbouring apartment buildings. The concrete barrier defines the front facade, presenting as a bold, impenetrable object and giving very little away from the street. The bare concrete wall also presents as a blank canvas on which striking patterns of shadow perform, cast by the large street trees and landscaping by Miles Baldwin. As a result, the rigid nature of the concrete appears dynamic, with an ever-changing spectacle of light and shadow. The concrete mass also acts as a robust container for the sculptural forms which define the internal experience of the house. The home is split over 4 levels, which includes a basement car park. Beyond the main entry foyer, the ground floor contains a private program, bedrooms with amenities, a private lounge and secluded courtyard to the rear. Level 1 contains all the communal spaces, living, kitchen, dining, bar and rear terrace with swimming pool, and is where the fundamental objects that define the interior are all evident in plan, which I'll touch on shortly. Due to the overshadowing of the neighbouring apartment buildings, the main living and swimming pool are elevated off the typical ground floor plane to level 1, allowing for greater exposure to natural daylight and views across the tree canopies. Above on level 2, we have another private level with the main bedroom suite. The journey through the house is shaped by the sense of compression and expansion. A series of double height spaces and low narrow openings unfold as you move through the interior, creating a sense of journey and drama. The entry into the house creates the most vivid experience. Passing under the concrete facade, which drops to 2.2 metres in height and appears to float over the front garden, you pass through a delicate ribbon of patterned glass. The glazing on the ground floor is pushed back to emphasise the heavy mass of the concrete wall. Inside, the ceiling expands to 6 metres and the concrete structure suspending the front facade is revealed. The tapered concrete walls amplify the space. The soaring columns add grandeur, and the double height glazing fills the foyer with natural daylight. We worked closely with SDA structures to achieve the exposed structural forms through the house, in particular for this front concrete floating mass. The foyer is where you were first introduced to the contents of the concrete container, a vessel of sculptural objects arranged and curated like a gallery. The objects, permanently displayed for the inhabitants, are emphasised by their materiality and intricate detailing. The curved monolith cantilevers out into the foyer, its skin fully wrapped in a clay-toned Krauss brick. This is the first object discovered through the journey, its presence weighing over you as you walk through the front door. Concealed behind the abstract form is the main living space, which is revealed as you ascend to level 1. The next object found in the entry foyer is the spiral staircase, its gentle ribbon-like form and curving edges covered in polished plaster. The object has been delicately placed in the concrete container, its soft and precious nature contrasting the raw and rigid concrete walls encapsulating it. Across from this, the zinc pod conceals amenities, the pantry, powder room and staircase all hidden within. The pod is wrapped in a single natural zinc finish to accentuate the form, with all doors concealed behind the same material. At the heart of the kitchen, another monolith appears, a zigzagging stone block, its pointy edges juxtaposing its surrounding objects. Careful curation of views in and out of the house were considered. Soft and hard landscaping, screens, patterned glass and skylights were used to mediate views. In close coordination with Miles Baldwin, a unified dialogue between architecture and landscape was formed, adding a layer of privacy around the home and creating a vivid outlook defined by beautiful planting moments. The same raw and robust material palette that is used externally is referenced throughout the home. Smooth concrete, clay-toned brick and natural zinc are used on the exterior and interior, carving an overall aesthetic language. The materials and construction methods were carefully selected for their longevity and minimal maintenance. As the home is internally focused, the notion of blending and bringing the landscape through the home was very important. The floor surface, heavily speckled polished concrete with large pebbles, is a metaphorical extension of the front garden, extending through the entire ground floor. Due to the size of the pebbles used and limitations of the concrete pump, the Pandolfini team chose to hand seed the white decorative garden pebbles through the screed to create this finish. A constellation of starlights reiterates this notion of being outdoors. An arrangement of 60 small downlights were cast into the concrete soffit above the entry foyer. On level 1, the chevron timber floorboards transition out to a chevron travertine tile on the rear terrace. The travertine tiles were cut to match the size of the floorboards and had been laid to align with the internal setout, creating a seamless connection. To soften the heavy surfaces throughout, we have rounded edges and curved junctions. You can see this on the concrete columns and beams, brick wall junctions and benches throughout, creating a cohesive language through the interior spaces. The bedroom sanctuary can be found on the top story of the home, concealed away from the communal program and entered through a narrow hidden spiral staircase. Contrasting the heavy materiality of the lower levels, the bedroom is wrapped in a polished plaster with soft rounded ceiling junctions. Warm timber veneers, tonal carpet, and fabric selections have been provided relief from the material palette of the lower levels. Scattered throughout the home and complementary to the interplay of light and dark, a series of moody cave-like spaces are uncovered. Granite, black marble and black stained timber battens line floors, walls and ceilings to create these moments. Close collaboration with Simone Haag to ensure all feature lighting, fabrics, furniture and objects complemented the sculptural qualities of the home was vital. All selections added a rich layer of textures and complementary tones to the palette. Presenting as a bold, impenetrable object, the South Yarra House unfolds to present a sculptural interior with rich materiality and intricate detailing. This is a home we loved working on and are super proud of. Thank you.